Have you ever started something that felt deeply right, like a yoga practice, meditation practice, health program, coaching program, new business idea, and then suddenly you find yourself you want to quit? And it's not that you want to quit because you don't have potential. It's not that you want to quit because it's not working. It's not that you want to quit because you don't want to continue. But you want to quit because it is working. Because you feel shifts, you feel transformations, and sometimes that does feel uncomfortable. You changing, people looking at you, you changing, and you hitting walls, you hitting places, you hitting these subtle spots inside of your life that keep holding you back to step into your full potential. I'm Verena Gayatri Primus. I've worked 30 years with people. Yoga, healing modalities, the last decade Ayurveda yoga coaching, and I see time and time again people quitting before as they're really starting. They're quitting when yoga really starts to work. They're quitting when coaching finally takes on. And most of the time, the familiar excuses, you might know it from your businesses as well, I don't have enough time right now. I need to finish this project and then I can do it again. Or I don't have enough money right now. And 99% of the cases, this is not the case. This is not true. There's a deeper reason. You might hit walls inside of you, deep-seated beliefs that might say, oh, she's just using you. It's just a waste of time, Or you just feel a lack of energy because you've just been tired and suddenly everything's so kind of seems so hard to do. Or as I explained a client recently, you just finished this first exciting, milestone, and suddenly this path seems plain. You just have to keep doing every day, And in these moments you want to quit. And I want to share therefore a central piece of an book excerpt I wrote in my book called Living Sadhana, How to Reconnect to Yourself and Find Your True Purpose, where I'm talking right about these challenges that I've seen over and over again. And remember, I've written this a few years ago, so I do see more and more challenges arise. And here I'm writing specifically also what I see people encountering when they practice yoga. But if you have seen the video before that of my inner library or read the blog before that, I'm really saying that yoga becomes a way of life. Spiritual practice becomes a way of life. It's not separate, So whatever, I talk here about yoga, but whatever you want to start new, a new health journey, a new business, a new relationship, whatever, listen to these roadblocks. And as you will read here, it's not because it's not working. Often you want to quit because it is working. And of course, I can tell you right away, don't stop. But I hope that this excerpt will help you with that. So excerpt: challenges are chances to grow. There's a very beautiful quote I tell all my students: the one you confront in yoga is yourself. All that is rigid and stiff and that says no. This is from Frédéric Leboyer, a doctor, a serious yoga practitioner, and a doctor who invented the natural birth method, who have changed, I don't know, how many thousands of women's and children's lives. Practicing yoga teaches you how to take setbacks gracefully, without giving up. Just as a dancer knows how to get up gracefully after a fall, or a soccer player celebrates his comeback after an injury, a yoga practitioner understands that challenges are always temporary and there's no reason to stop. With time and practice, you will learn about your physical and mental limitations. By practicing satya, which is truthfulness, you become aware of pre-programmed belief systems that keep you from reaching your highest aspiration. When you face inner resistance in an outer challenge that could keep you from practicing yoga, the process of yoga has begun. Again, you can substitute yoga here with business, it doesn't matter. Now you are ready to dig into the next layer of conditioning and decide what you want to keep and what you would like to discard. Facing your excuses and resistances becomes a chance for you to open up and get to know yourself better. Here are some common excuses your mind comes up with when it struggles with your commitment to your new habits and your new practice of sadhana or your new business adventure. You start to feel better. In the beginning of a new endeavor, we're usually excited and motivated, but as the newness starts to wear off, we run the danger of slacking off. What you are doing for a long time becomes habitual, and this is what we want. It is our goal that your daily yoga becomes a habit. Yet sometimes you might lose sight of why you started yoga or any spiritual practice in the first place. When you start to feel better, your willingness to spend extra time and effort may decrease, and your focus might start to shift away from taking care of yourself. This is a big error. Remember, feeling better is exactly what you want. So keep on going. Second, we are changing. You are changing. Yoga is a path of healing and awakening. And healing is always transformation. Slowly and over time, you become more sensitive to what is really going on inside of you and also around you. You may no longer feel like eating that hamburger for lunch and prefer a green juice or veggie sandwich instead. You might have a hard time tolerating cigarette smoke, and you may feel tipsy after one glass of wine if you still have it. Your sense of smell changes, and you become more sensitive to people's body odor and perfumes. You start to feel content with what is instead of wanting more. In one word, you are changing. You feel exhilarated and insecure at the same time. The basic philosophy of your brain is wired that way. Physiology, of your brain. The brain registers familiar behavior, people and actions and labels them as safe. Our brain is programmed to ensure our survival, but our inherent nature wants us to grow and to evolve. Your instinct to react to change with fear might be natural, but it is not justified. The opposite is often true. When you stick with unhealthy old ways, your body and psyche will eventually suffer. Resisting the natural process of growth will cause more pain and unpleasantness in the long run. Bailing out of the process of yoga during times of crisis only means more challenges later on. 3. We discover new ways. Yoga and Ayurveda practices open up blockages of prana and free you to express your true nature more fully. When you start to resist, you become rigid and stiff again. What should you do when challenges arise during your yoga journey? You keep on going. You keep on going until you are experiencing in the moment shifts and changes again. Yoga is always a moment-to-moment journey. Nothing is permanent, and the sensations and emotion you experience now are always transient. They won't stay forever, especially if you don't try to analyze them and create stories in your mind about why they exist. Enjoy the ride. Discover new ways of being makes you feel alive. Yoga is about stretching yourself in more than one way. Over time, you will see what is truly possible and what you are physically and mentally capable of. Go with the flow and open up to change. Know that even this emotion of unease will pass. This too shall pass. 4. You start to detox. Yoga and Ayurveda sadhana free your body from long-hold tension patterns and mental rigidity and emotional trauma. Therefore, yoga and meditation can possibly trigger unresolved memories and trauma in your body and psyche. Purification process accompany a regular yoga practice and are normal, even welcome. Physically, you might notice that your body odor changes. Your taste things differently. You become more sensitive to smells, and you see everything more crisp and clearly. When you start to let go of muscle tension, you may experience aches that haven't been there before. And when you begin to relax, you may feel exhaustion that you didn't know you had. When you start to give to yourself, receiving might bring up all kinds of emotions for you. I have seen this in clients. For some, it can be scary, new feeling to open up to self-love and care. I would advise you to seek professional help if you cannot cope with what comes up for you. Ayurveda coaching and lessons are not a substitute for therapy normally. In my own career as a teacher and Ayurvedic specialist, however, I have rarely seen anyone unable to deal with the changes triggered by the practice. Transformation happens over time and often seems unrelated to the yoga practice itself. Doing some daily journaling and talking to your teacher or fellow yogis can be sufficient. The combination of Ayurveda, yoga and coaching is ideal because it can support you in integrating changes on a personal and professional level. The combination of these three sciences will save you a lot of time and trouble. Allow yourself to feel what arises with no story attached. Stay with the pure feeling. It is a doorway to compassion and to healing. Give space to whatever physical sensations and emotional upheavals come up for you. Practice watching and not judging. Practice detaching yourself from the thoughts that keep fueling the story and the emotion that spring forth with it. Be compassionate with the feeling that arises. Embrace them instead of resisting them. There is no need to look for stories to explain physical sensations or feelings. Just be with them, and they will pass. If physical pain arises that persists, seek the advice of a teacher and make an appointment with a healthcare professional. And I keep on going with this, but the key thing is practice being aware of it all. Get support from your coach, therapist and teacher when you hit these places. One thing, never stop. Keep on going. Everything changes, everything shifts. That's life. Go with it. Be courageous. If you don't change and shift now, it will come later with even more pain. Believe me. It's not so easy to live this teaching. I know it for myself. We want to stay safe. Our brain is wired that way. It's scary when something really shifts and changes. If structures fall apart that have been holding you for so long, but that life starts to show you they're not valid anymore. Because what has been valid at some point, maybe some things your parents told you about life, they might have kept you safe for some time, but not now anymore. Now they hold you back. So remember, investing in yourself, in yoga, health journey like Ayurveda, coaching journeys, it's a commitment to yourself, to your own growth and well-being and pure potential in life. Don't let the familiar excuses of, oh, that's too expensive, I don't have enough time, first I need to finish this project, then I can start again. all this, it's just, sorry my language, BS. Yeah, there's something else, and it depends what you want from life. Do you want change, or do you want to keep on going like how you are forever? Commit to this process of transformation. Surrender. You are guided. Trust it. So reflections and a to-do list for you here. I have 5 points. Identify your excuses. So write down the excuses that come up when you think about yoga or wellness practice. Are they valid, or can you challenge them? Yeah. 2, commit to change. Choose one small change you can implement in your daily routine that aligns with your health and wellness goals. Like just starting with hot water in the morning instead of coffee is one small change. Or just taking 5 deep breaths before you start your meal. Or just closing your eyes and taking another 5 deep breaths before you fall asleep. Or putting your mobile phone 10 minutes earlier away than usual. Practice mindfulness is number 3. Spend a few minutes each day in meditation or just breathing, focusing on your breath, allowing any feelings that arise to simply be. Or if you don't know meditation yet, just sit for 5 minutes without looking at something, doing anything, just drinking a cup of tea, being with your thoughts and feelings. Seek support. Considering reaching out to a coach or a teacher to discuss your journey. How can they help you navigate this resistance, these negative beliefs? And 5, reflect on the progress. At the end of each week, take a moment to reflect on your progress. What did you learn about yourself, and how can you continue to grow? I just discussed this with a client of mine who is always very strict on herself. And I said, at the end of the week, actually even at the end of the day, write down what you have done, and you'll be so amazed. Because every single little step is huge. So, and at the end, I want to invite you to walk this path together. I've been walking this path for 30 years. I am a master in yoga and meditation, Ayurveda. I can clearly say this, but I'm still mastering myself, putting all these lessons in day-to-day life. But I might be ahead of you, and I've seen the traps in it. And I know it from myself. What I'm sharing, what I'm teaching, comes from lived experience. It's not book knowledge. I've read a lot of books and I integrate them from teachers, but it's not it. So if you are a modern yogi who wants to live a full life in full health and full potential to the fullest, step out of the little box you have been, step out of the box your parents have brought you, and step into your real, being, then go ahead, reach out. Let's talk 20 minutes for free to me. See where you want to go, what you want to reach. And sometimes it feels like, oh my God, that's a lot to invest in myself. But listen, I have been working with so many people, and they can afford my coaching programs every 6 months for years. So you can too. And there are people who are on burnout pension, and they can make it to see me every 2 weeks actually. So you can too, Money, time, children, job, all of it, they're all nice excuses, but they're not the reason why you're not reaching out. So all I'm saying, make a step, reach out to me, go to my website, sign up to my newsletter, subscribe to my YouTube channel, get ready for change. And when you're ready to reach out, I'm here and I'm ready to walk this path with you. Thank you very much. Don't listen to this talk in your mind. Listen to your heart and what you truly want. Thank you very much. Namaste.